So boom. We're really excited today. I was in the car. Well, we were both in the car waiting 20 minutes because of a bunch of traffic and whatnot. But we're happy to be here. Welcome to the break room. Today, just like any other day, these words feel very repetitive, but we got a very special guest with us. And introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Val. I'm known as Waxing with Val, and
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here.
Perfect. And I wanted to start it off with this fact, actually, because like 2 weeks ago, Thomas and I posted who people want to see. And the reason we asked you in the first place was because somebody actually put your ad. And they said they really wanted to see you on this.
Shout out to that person. Got me here now.
So business is booming. You feel me? But I get today was your off day.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually set your own schedules?
Yeah. So throughout the week, or throughout the month, I'm like, all right, let's see what I have planned for this month.
Right.
I drop them on a monthly basis just so I can coordinate well with my plans.
Yeah.
If I want to have a day of rest extra that week because I've been working hard the other days.
Yeah.
I coordinated it kind of like that.
Right. And when do planning is usually pretty interesting to me. I don't know if you know your personality type.
Yeah. I feel like I'm always out and about, last minute plans come up and I'm just all right, let's go, as long as I can make it work.
Really? Okay.
You're mad spontaneous, you just said?
No, yeah, for example, those who rave. I went to an after party, got out at 6 a.m. and had work at 11.
Oh.
Slept for 3-4 hours, got up, did the shift, knocked out when I got home.
That raving life is crazy.
It's insane.
It's very not sleeping. It's very eat shit, rave, repeat. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you say, so I'm getting that you're more of a spontaneous person than a planner. Would you say
I'm
good balance?
A good balance. There you go. That's perfect.
Right. So would you say that were you about to pass me that? So would you say that you were would you say that you adapted the planning mindset,
yes,
with this business especially?
So, yeah, it's actually a lot of learning experience because when I started last year again, because I just graduated Esthetician school. So
Congrats.
that
Wait, what is that?
To get my license for waxing, to be what I'm doing legally.
Yeah.
So I just finished that. Before that, I graduated from my biology degree. So my schedule was always school. I was full-time school and then here waxing here and there. But
Right.
then last year when I finally finished that, I'm oh my goodness, I have so much time.
Right.
I don't have school. So I was just what do I do? So at first it was a little bumpy scheduling because I'll get lit and then it'll suck waking up or also it was just the lifestyle that I had, changing little changes in that got me to where my scheduling is now. Oh, I thought I turned off. My bad.
No, yeah, you're good.
Wait, so what would you say really got you into the waxing business?
Right. How long ago was it?
It's actually a interesting story because
we got time.
right. I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome.
What is that?
That's basically you have cysts in your ovaries, but in my perspective is more my hormone is in an imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to grow more facial hair. When I was 12, I started getting waxed because of this something that I didn't even know about. Yeah.
Wow.
So then I was so tired of shaving one day. I got waxed at European Wax Center and then I was this is actually pretty cool. So then I bought a wax pot. I started waxing my friends over the summer and they were oh my god, bitch, you're actually pretty good at this. And I'm are you dead ass? I'm I don't even know what I'm doing type of shit. So then I start asking, I'm oh, if anybody wants to get a Brazilian or wax, come by. And then as that started picking up, like their friends liked the way it looked after. It was really recommendations. Like it was like, go to Waxing with Val. I felt comfortable. I felt safe. I felt good. Like,
what do you feel like you do to make your clients like comfortable?
Honestly,
Like, do you like candles in the room? Put like lights or some shit?
I have incense in the room. Like I always try to light it up so the room is like nice and clean.
Yeah.
It's like a vibe. It's a vibe when you walk in. Come on, don't lie.
Yes, exactly. You walk in and it's like, oh shit, I'm here. Like,
Right.
and especially getting a Brazilian, I feel like your first time is always like scary. It's like, cause you hear so many things like, oh, that shit hurts. Like that shit is crazy. So a lot of people sometimes walk in so tense, and I can feel it. Like it's just body language, you know, like you just like I'm like, relax,
you feel it for sure.
Yeah, you know, like relax, it's okay. The first time it's gonna feel like this. The first time literally feels like just like a stinging sensation, but like your mind, like if you focus on the pain, you're gonna feel the pain
more, right.
So what I do, like during my techniques, I just tell them to breathe in before I pull it, and then as soon as they exhale out, I pull it.
Right.
So it's like a okay, boom, like wow.
You know why I was like, wow, when you brought up the syndrome that you have, it's very interesting to me because I was literally gonna compliment your eyebrows.
Oh, thick eyebrows, yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy when I had them so thin at one point, and because I have it, they grew back to its full size.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I always compliment people with thick eyebrows, and some people don't like that, but I feel like it's more natural. You know?
I was gonna say, isn't thick eyebrows like better?
It should be.
Yeah.
But you know, like there's been times I've complimented girls. I was like, you have really thick eyebrows, and they'll take that like the wrong way. But to me, like I have pretty thick eyebrows, you know, so it's like I love it.
Yeah.
Like it's art. I don't know the name of that that portrait, but you know the portrait of the girl where she has, we got to pull up that picture.
Mona Lisa?
I don't think it's Mona Lisa, because Mona Lisa has no eyebrows, but there's this one portrait of a girl with like a unibrow, like a very bushy unibrow, and it's a famous art portrait, and it's like because of the fact that she's she has a lot of hair, but that could be a beautiful thing too.
The thing is that I have no idea when society got like hairs grows. Like I know the 70s were lit with hair. Like, and I'm just like, when did we reach this point of like hair is gross? You know,
right?
It's so normal, it's so natural. Not gross, because I feel like men, it's okay. You guys walk around with hair everywhere.
Anything,
right?
Because like I feel like I grow a lot of hair, but even then, like I feel like sometimes just like, yo, I'm too hairy right now. Like I don't know. Like I feel kind of gross.
And that's okay too. I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, it's normal. Like you know, like this is what it is. Like
right. Like
and it's also how you're born.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Like you can't really, unless you got like thousands of dollars to waste for surgery, you can't really like change this.
Yeah.
Like personally, I've had this thing on my head for, some years now. I've went through all types of different hairstyles, but I've stuck with this. I have a hairband on right now, but I've stuck with this because I came to like the realization that I feel everybody, and this might be weird, but I feel like everybody is really their true self when they let their hair grow. Like you see them with their hair fully grown and you're like, oh, so that's you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least me.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like there's the short hair, the buzz cuts that men often get. And then there's like, oh, they grow their hair out. You have curls?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that looks nice. Why don't you keep it? They're like, nah. But it's really like defining, you know?
Yeah.
It says a lot about the person's character because everybody has a different hair pattern. And it says a lot about where they come from. Like I'm a mutt personally. Like I have Indian heritage. My parents are Trinidadian, Dominican, come from Spain, all that stuff. And I'm so proud to like be this brown boy with the curl patterns that I have, because usually people will say something like, do you use something to get that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, this is just me. And that goes back to, oh, so that's you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel, I hesitated to ask this question, but I was going to say, do you feel that you got comfortable with yourself and how your body grows hair?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Especially because,
You feel like it was hard for you when you were young?
yeah, for some reason, why are kids so mean?
Right.
Let's go back to that 8th grade, the high school. Why are kids so mean? When
Right.
you're older, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Like,
Mhm.
if you really do, it's like, you're annoying. Come on, grow up. Like,
Yeah, like,
'cause-
okay.
yeah, like, because it's like, we, like, now that everybody's okay with it. Like, now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm growing out my leg hair. Like, it's like, girl, me too. We're on the same page, you know?
But
Mhm.
when you're younger, it feels like, yo.
It's like, oh my God, they're looking. Hold on, don't look at me.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. It's funny because when I was younger, I've always been the late bloomer. I'm born late October, right by November. So I'm younger than everybody all the time. And I always grew hair late. Like, I grew underarm hair after everybody, and I would like stress that I had no hair because it's not manly to have no underarm hair, not manly,
Right.
But back to what you were saying about in high school and middle school and stuff like that, have you also noticed that most times it is the popular kids that like pick on everybody, like the mean kids that usually come out of high school and they end up being like that person in the room that, like you said, it's like they talk and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know, because like, not that I considered myself a popular kid in middle school, high school, but I definitely know my ego was different. Like,
Right.
it wasn't like this. I feel like I'm a kind, nice person now, like warm-hearted.
Yeah.
It was more like a bitchy, like, I have problems at home, so I'm gonna take it out on you. Like, type of attitude. I don't know what it was. Like, I just thought like I ran shit type of thing. Like,
Right.
so honestly, I can say I was like that, but at the same time, it was like a weird mix. It's like, really, like, I don't know what I was doing back then. So whoever I was surrounding myself with, that's how, like, I came off. And some people saw me a different, like, some people obviously have a different perspective of me because of that, so it's like a yin and yang.
But that was like before then, though,
yeah, like, that's the past, and that's also made me who I am today.
Did you see yourself like ever running a business when you were younger?
No, not at all. Like,
what did you see yourself doing when you were like
I said, I was in school for biology. I finished high school, and then once I got like really going like into my degree, I became very depressed. Like, I was 220 pounds because I was always stress eating. Like, I was doing bio. That shit is different. Like, organic chemistry was not a joke. I was just like, what is going on with my life right now? I have a quiz every other week, a test, like a big exam, worth 30% of my fucking grade.
Right.
And like, it's like, it's so stressful that once I finished, I literally looked at my parents and I'm like, you guys cannot force my brothers to go to college because that shit is hard. I was very sad, depressed, and they had no idea. Like,
they don't get it.
Your parents, it's like, honestly, from coming from like immigrant parents and like being first generation, like, I just wanted to do that, like, in a way, like,
to be the first, like that.
Here's your hard work. Like, thank you for, like, this is like, I guess what you wanted, but then not what I wanted. So that I had a sit down with them after that, and I'm like, I might go back to school if I want to, but right now I'm gonna focus on waxing. I'm gonna get my license and then see where life takes me from there. And I guess like they just trusted me, like, okay, we got our support. For them? No, because they always have my support with waxing. It's funny because my clients know that, like, my parents sometimes open the door for them, like, oh yeah, she's coming right here. Like,
Yeah.
they've always supported me. Like, I love them for that. It's just they thought I liked doing bio, you know, and I had to do that facade, like, in a way. Like, I did like bio though, because in a way completely aligned with esthetician. I learned about the skin in bio, you know.
Right.
It was just hard as shit. Like, I feel like if the curriculum in college was more like, okay guys, do you want to learn? Here, learn. But they make it so like tests, like you have to know this, and that, but why can't I just know everything? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if they made it more like chill, like, it's okay. Like, the gen ed classes, those shits are lit, because it's like psychology teachers, they're like, I understand you're going through life, that's okay. Well, at least some of them. That's another thing the professor really does
make the
It
experience
really-
for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
very true.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it's very true, because I actually also majored in biology.
Fire.
Yeah. And it was just last semester I was taking biology and I was taking chemistry. And like you said, the test every week, that teacher was no easy come up. Like, bro, it ended up being that at the end, she really grew a liking toward me because I would always show love, even if I was struggling, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would be like there was one time she talked to us near the end and she was telling us it was going to be her last semester. She grew to really like my class. And I was the one kid, because she was talking about, oh, I know I'm like bitchy and stuff. And I was the one kid, I was like, I've actually always liked you.
That's so funny.
So during the finals, and I was borderline. During the finals, I saw, like, I was struggling, but I looked up and I saw her watching me and she looked away. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass regardless. But nah, she would give us tests or quizzes like every week. And before those quizzes, we would spend the whole class talking about the next chapter. So it's like our mind is not on what we're about to take.
Super burnt out. Like, and then on Fridays you had your little homework due, and that homework they'd be like, oh, it's only 5 questions. Those 5 questions have 23 questions added on them. Like, question 1 had 23. Like,
yes,
this is the cell, and then what is this, and then this, and I'm just like, these are not 5 fucking
right.
I could do my
Jesus.
And we would get like 16 minutes to do it. We would get the last bit of class to finish those 5 questions. And that was our grade. Because we wouldn't really get homework like that. It would really just be based off, like, homework was 5% of the grade in my class. So
that doesn't sound like a lot.
it's not a fucking lot. It's not anything.
It's like a little fart.
Yeah.
It'll go up like a decimal. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Like, attendance was 10% and homework was 5%.
So you didn't do homework?
I did, but it's like
didn't even matter.
I was struggling because of the quizzes.
That's some bullshit.
But
I never been to school. Like, I don't go to school, so I don't know. But that sounds like bullshit.
yo, yeah, and not all, like, this for everybody. Not all classes or aspects of college are like that.
Word.
But, you know.
I'm not trying to like dismotivate people from going to college. You want to go have your fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just, it comes with like, hard work comes with this. Like,
Exactly. With
little-
everything good. Like, I'm personally not taking biology anymore because of the fact that in the long run, I want to become a doctor.
Okay.
I want to get, you know, my 8-year, 10-year degree.
Mm-hmm.
But biology, I read more into what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what everybody should be doing.
What is it that you want?
So I still want to be a doctor, but hear me out. Psychology, biology, and a bunch of other majors are all pre-meds.
Okay.
So if you get your 2-year in those majors, you could still become a doctor. And not only do I feel I'm naturally gifted with psychology, but with a 2-year degree in psychology, you can get a job as a mental health advisor for $35 an hour.
Oh, that's fire.
And with biology, it takes like a lot more. Like from a 2-year degree of biology, you get like a 25 an hour job.
I know people with like a bachelor's in biology and they just don't even do anything related to biology at all.
Right.
It's like you can't even really get a good job with only 4 years. You need like a master's.
You need to put in the dedication for sure with biology.
It's just what I heard though.
And it's like me personally, there's a lot of numbers and analytical, logical ways of thinking that align with biology. For me, I'm more of like an emotional thinker, which is more aligned to psychology. Like I learn through other people. I learn through myself, like what's going on in my mind. How do you feel you learn?
I feel like I learned through experiences.
Really?
Yeah. Cause if not, it's like a circle going around and around and around. It's
Right.
Like through experiences, you're like, all right, I'm done. Peace.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right. So do you feel that you are afraid to mess up usually, or
Oh no.
really?
No. I
Like
feel
you're very open about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a risk taker. When I mess up, I'm just like, oh, here, another. Like,
Right.
like you saw my car, like this, on my way here, I go outside, check my car, and it's broken. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to decide, like, am I going to let this, like, ruin me going to hot yoga, me coming here? I'm like, nah, I'm just going to hold it. So it's like we really have the decision, like, so
It's up to us.
we have that decision in our mind to do like what we want, but the second that and it's not a bad thing either, but we let our feelings get involved.
Yeah.
It's like a mix. Your head starts to spin a little bit because you're like, should I do this? Your emotions telling you, no, let's do that.
Right.
But it's like when you have your mind clear, you're just like, all right, doing this, that's it.
Yes. And
So
no, yeah. I agree totally. Like for me personally, I'm still learning about myself. Like the other week or so, I met I met up with this guy that I've been cool with, an Aquarius actually. 1,000 Aquarius.
shout out to us.
Yeah, we love Aquariuses at Break Room. But he's like 23. And, they say 23 is like the year of enlightenment. Like you see things different. Have you ever heard of that?
I heard it was 25 because your frontal lobe is fully developed.
Yeah. Well, around there.
Somewhere around there.
And he's just seeing all this stuff, thinking different. He's going off on me, talking to me about life and stuff. And I went in his room and he has all these papers of like calendars and stuff. And he's like, this is all because of you. And these past few months, my mind has been so focused on business and, networking, all that type of stuff that I forgot about the me that got toward that mind state. The me that was trying to chase the child in me. Trying to chase the best version of the child in me. And I put a lot of emotions at bay subconsciously. So now I'm like, I thought I was best friends with my mind. But there's so much more.
Yeah.
There's always more.
No, yeah. The thing is, and this is just like the way I think, is that we're constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're constantly getting to know ourselves, which is why I say, like, in any relationship in your life, friendship, mom, dad, grandparents, we're constantly changing. Sometimes they might have like the same mindset on certain things, but we're going through life, we're all learning new things, so we all get to like at one point relearn ourselves because like a whole year of experiences like that changes you, like us from 2020 before this whole COVID thing happened to now, it's like such a crazy journey,
Right.
So we're constantly learning ourselves, and I feel like that's the fun thing about life.
It is.
What are some things you feel like you learned, like, in your business that you have that you didn't, like, know about yourself before?
Good question.
This is gonna sound crazy, but not everyone around you wants the best for you. And I learned that once I had my business. Like, people will try and leech onto you for certain things. And it's sad because, like, as a person, you don't want to think anybody's like that. You want to think, oh, this person wants the best for me. But not everybody does. And it's sad.
It's very interesting that you say that. He's so used to me saying that.
It's because he looked up.
No, it's very interesting you say that because I feel the main point in my life as of late has been I'm trying to learn how to turn away from burning bridges.
Yeah.
Like, I always see the best in people.
Yeah.
I've said this on episodes before, but my dad is a reformed drug addict, so it's never hard for me to see the beauty in someone,
Right.
you know, because
Right.
even though my dad was a reformed drug addict, I never saw him as a drug addict when
Right.
he was doing drugs. I saw him as my dad.
Right.
So say I really, or I'm always looking deeper into people's personalities, and, you know, there's always really more behind it. Like,
Yeah.
you could say, oh, I'm going to come with a crazy example. Oh, this person robbed a store. But little do we know he comes from a line of, you know, parents who didn't show him love. You know, it's always a story behind it.
Yeah.
But thinking like that can be a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because
you'll
Yeah.
surround yourself around people who want to take advantage of you,
and they can't help it.
Yeah, they don't see it.
Yeah.
It's up to you to see it. Like, and trust your own intuition. Oh, I can't hear the difference.
That's crazy. I didn't even hear it. I think that you picked it up.
No, yeah. And it's like based off up to you. Like, should I continue with, like, that's what you go into yourself and you get in tune with yourself. You're like, is this person good for me or is this person not for me? And it's not a bad, like, it's not saying that person's a bad person either. No, they're human. We're humans.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. It's just not in my same, not like, let's just keep
Not
our
on the
distance.
same wavelength.
Yeah, exactly, literally.
Right. Like, I've been hurt a lot of times by people in my life, their choices and whatnot, but we tend to forget that everybody, we tend to forget because of the fact that we're blinded by living in our own head that everybody else is doing the exact same thing, living in their own head.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't experience what this person experienced. I can't say that.
Right.
Like, you know, I can't, you know what I mean? Like,
I literally, like, you have, yeah, I literally, it's like, in a way, like, you have your genuine intentions, not thinking much of it. And
Yeah.
then somebody else can be in their own worlds, in their head, not realizing what they're doing.
Genuine intentions. Everybody's are different.
Yep.
Now, do you feel, writing off what Thomas was asking you, do you feel that lesson that you told us about, that it came in reality and you had to accept that some people weren't for you?
Yeah. It made me sad because I was like, I would think like, oh, like, these people are people I grew up with, they'll support me. But it was actually strangers, people I never met before.
Right.
People,
Honestly, I could agree with that.
craziest thing ever. It's like, and it sometimes drives me insane because I'm just like, we should want the best for each other considering we all grew up in the same environment. Like, this is a beautiful thing. We're creating our own business. You know, we have your own podcast. This is great. Like, even if you guys are starting, it's baby steps. You know, it's like people should be locals should be supporting, but instead it's like somebody you don't know from Jersey City, Hoboken, or I don't know, like anywhere else, but somebody that you don't know. So I like, that was my biggest, like, okay, I'm just gonna project myself out there, and whoever, like, I honestly say this, may my clientele be the same as me. Because, you know, I feel like when it comes to clients, you're dealing with people's energies. You're dealing with people, like, and it's so sacred because it's like I mainly do Brazilian, so it's like the vagina.
Yeah.
So I always say, like, may I attract the clientele that's for me? Just because some clients just aren't for you.
Right,
You know,
right,
so
right.
that's also another thing that, yeah, I feel like I always gear off the question.
No. You're
yeah.
actually, so everything you're saying is
It's like
literally
in a way
like,
lightly, but like going.
nah, yeah.
Nah, it makes sense.
Like you're talking and everything, like you stop at one point and I'm like, oh, question. And then you say something else and I'm like, oh, question. But
Oh wait, I have one more question. Like, where's
Okay.
most of your customer base from? Like Union County, or would you say like, do you know most of your customers, or are they mostly people like you said, like you don't even know and they just came to you?
So like right now, most of them are in Union County, but I'll be honest, have gotten clients that like were completely like either out of state. So I've hit 6 out of states. Shout out.
nice.
Yeah, 6 out of states.
How far?
So 1 from California,
What?
Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Virginia.
And they came to you for
Nah,
this?
yeah, that's beautiful.
Or was it like,
So the
oh, I'm
one-
in the area?
So the one from California, she like planned it out because her cousin like waxes with me,
Mm-hmm.
and she invited like she was like, oh, since you're gonna be in Jersey, go with my wax lady. So that was the one from California. The one from Virginia used to live in Jersey but moved to Virginia, so I'm
Yeah.
still gonna count that because she
No,
lives out-
yeah.
she-
Whatever
definitely.
counts.
you know, and then Florida, you know, you guys know Karen Valen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She moved out there, still comes back, gets waxed. And then I also have my other friend who she had her 2 kids, so I've only been the one and her gyno, so she just has that trust that she'll just come back.
Yeah. Wow, that's a
And then-
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. I really wanted to say something about. So what was that question you just asked? I think that'd make me remember what I wanted to ask.
I think what I asked was like most of your customer base. Where are they from? She said they came from Union County, but she's had some out of staters. Why did they come? Did they come?
I remembered. I wanted to add. I actually wanted to ride off what you were saying about support. Like with me personally, and I know Thomas sees this the same way. We don't really, like when we started, our first video it has 900 something views, and that's like the most views we've gotten. And to us, it wasn't like most of the people watching are, you know, just around and they know us or something. And most of your friends they will support because of the fact that they know you. It won't necessarily be that they're there for the content, you know? So I remember telling my friend a couple weeks into when we started, it was like, yeah, I got my friends supporting me, but as much as I do appreciate that, that's not really what I'm worried about. I'm worried about broadening and diversifying and meeting people that have never met me.
Right.
Getting them to say, oh shit, I really like this, you know? And
Yeah.
like what you told us, I just expected you to say New York when you said out of
Do I
state.
have clients from New York? No.
You know, because it's close. I
Yeah.
expected you to say that, and you said Cali, Virginia. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Connecticut was closest, but not New York.
Oh,
Do I have
wow.
clients from New York?
Next.
Oh yeah, Staten Island counts as New York.
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
okay, so there you go.
Another
7.
one.
Yeah.
And it's like the one that you said went to Florida, and your friend from Virginia that lived in New Jersey, it definitely counts.
Yeah.
Because they meet people in Virginia and they're like, oh, bitch, I like, you want to get waxed? Go to my girl. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. No,
All
yeah.
of a sudden, you're global.
Yeah, right? That's that'd be fire.
But this is a question I wanted to ask. Would you ever do men?
Oh, I do men. Shout out to Mr. Fliggs.
Hey.
I do men.
So what's it like, waxing a guy?
Honestly, I realized that guys have a very low pain tolerance to compared to females.
Right.
Considering I always wax females, I be waxing females with a baby in their stomach, like 9 months, and they're just laying there chilling. And I'm just like, wow. And then a guy comes in and he's like screaming the whole time, or he's like, fuck, like, ouch, like shit, this shit hurts. You know?
Do you feel like it's because like girls do touch up and clean themselves up more than like a guy? A guy most likely usually won't wax.
I think it's like body composure. Like we're like more for pain, or we get our menstrual cycle monthly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You guys don't even know what that is, so it's
Yeah,
like,
Right.
like I'll never know
Yeah, exactly.
what having
Right.
a baby
Part-
is.
exactly. So I feel like it's really like how human like our body is.
Definitely.
That it's like when pain comes, and don't get me wrong, because some people take the Brazilian really harsh too, like some
Mhm.
females. But overall, like what I've seen, I realized that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's really interesting too, because it's like females are the more durable physically. You know, they carry a life within them. You said you waxed somebody who was 9 months.
Yeah, and then the waxing like induced her, because like her like it was painful, but she didn't like feel it.
Yeah.
So like I think the next day or a week later she gave birth.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
sooner than her expected date.
And she gave birth with the Val with wax,
Val.
waxed up.
Doctors were like, "Did you shave?" She's like, "No, I waxed."
I waxed with Val. That's mad funny.
Oh wait, you know what I wanted to ask you? So you say like this is like your job, right? Waxing is like your job.
Yeah.
So how would you say like, not to get too personal, but like the money side of it is like, do you feel like you can provide for yourself, and do you see yourself making more revenue in the coming years?
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like I still have a couple investments left, like machine wise, because those machines cost a lot of money. But once those investments like get paid off, I feel like I'll start to see the bigger revenue. Esthetician field is huge. Like
Right.
the bread is there. Like there's $275 facials, $300, $400, you name it. The price is like, the money is there for the esthetician field. It's growing so fast nowadays, because a lot of our generation is getting into skincare. Our generation
100%.
is getting into like taking care of themselves.
Right.
So a lot of people are just like, what, like, why am I shaving? Also, shaving is like bad for the environment in a way. Like I like to tell people, like,
Really?
you're always think about it. How many razors have you disposed in your life? Plastic and how many men are also doing that?
Right.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's like in a way it's just like we're all like going into this more, and I'm starting to see it more and more, that they're getting into like a kind of like, I want to, the money that I work so hard for, I want to spend it on taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, and honestly, sadly, inflation is going up, so my prices have to go up.
Everybody's.
So it's like, yeah, like the money is there for this field. It is good money. Not that I focus on it. I feel like, in a way, like I just,
Like you do what you love. Like this is what you like to do.
I do what I love. Like it's
Mhm.
so crazy, and I'm so grateful and happy to be in this position, like to be doing something that I love, because I could have been, I don't know, still stuck at school, like, and it's like, if life didn't do the changes that it did to get me here, I wouldn't, like, it's so crazy. I wouldn't even know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, who knows what the unknown.
What else could have happened?
Yeah.
Right?
And since you are an entrepreneur, like, were you struggling in the beginning? Like you were like you like getting equipment and stuff. You were like, damn, like I didn't think this would cost this much, or like things like that.
Yeah, sadly, like, it's just my lifestyle that, like, everybody has a different lifestyle. Some people were given all the goods. I had to, like, since 15 been working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where have you
so-
worked at?
So, you guys remember that little massage stand at the mall?
I think I do.
Yes.
So my dude took me there illegally. Yeah, I mean, I was 15. He knew I was 15, and he was like, "Just say you're 18."
Is it
I'm
by
like,
Tommy?
Yeah,
It's like by Applebee's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the aqua massage.
Oh,
yeah.
aqua massage.
Yeah. I used to work there because we couldn't work at 15.
Yeah.
I think it was like 16 with the student working permit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, damn, I really need money like right now. So I told him, he's like, I'm 15, but I promise I can work. I work hard. Like, it's funny Cap Moon. When he said, yeah, it's okay, come in for shifts, I was like, all right. I had no idea what I was doing. 15 years old working like, and he threw me into sales.
You know what's crazy? I think Nat used to work at Aqua Massage too.
That's so funny.
She definitely worked at a parlor in the mall.
That's so crazy.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Wait,
it was. No, I'm saying it was like it's sales. So he said it's good money fast.
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck it, I'll get commission, whatever the rate is. And then I went into waitressing, which brought me bread.
Wow, so much commission.
Yeah.
You feel like you got the commission off it?
Yeah, I mean it was alright. I noticed that when he would put me on days of the weekdays, I was making no bread because weekdays were slow. But when he switched me to the weekends, those were the money making days.
Wow.
And it's funny because like now that's how my schedule is. Like Monday I'm off, Tuesdays through Friday I'm waxing, but Friday I get out. Like I leave the schedule so I'm out early, and if anything comes up, I'm out. Like it's a Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday and Sunday I work from 11 to 7 in Bayonne.
Right.
So it's like because Bayonne is right by New York. Most of the clientele there is
Right.
Bayonne, New York area. They're like older people too, so they're already like real estate agents, retired, and
Yeah.
it's so cool.
So
Pros.
Those are like their days of like rest.
So do you feel like in a way like you really network off what you do, because like every day you're meeting someone different?
Yeah,
it's constant.
Yeah.
Like what are some people like that have walked in and you're just like, oh shit, like
It's you.
or like a real estate person, or just someone you're like, wow, I'm meeting people of this caliber.
Dude, I think the craziest person I've met in my job is a doctor. She was getting facial for 10 years, and I gave her her facial because her last esthetician canceled. She was like, oh, my last esthetician canceled, so I'm trying somebody new. I was like, okay, like, that's fine. I'm like, let me just take a quick look at your skin. We did, I upgraded her service because she used to get, like, customized facials. And it's, like, a complicated, like, thing, but she just had, like, a lot of services built up. Like, she paid for the services. They were just built up. So I was like, oh, let's get you a microderm. It's, like, a deeper exfoliation treatment. It does cost more, but because she has services, it was, like, fine. After she walked out of the microderm, she was like, I've been getting facials for 10 years and nobody has left my face like this. And I was like, period. Like, you know, like gassed. And then she's been coming to me for 4 months. And then she was like, on like the 4th month, I literally like, cause I look at their skin and I track it. She's like, so I don't know if you know, I'm actually a dermatologist. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
What?
What are the fucking odds, right?
That's big. Nah,
Huge,
that's
huge.
Yeah.
And it's like, at the same time, I'm like, you're a dermatologist, but you're coming to Massage Envy. I'm sorry, like, not to judge her, but I was just like, you got the good products there. Like, those shits are good.
right. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Right. So I was just like, okay. And she's like, I'm thinking of opening like a practice soon. Would you like to be like an esthetician under that? And then I just crazy, like literally, like I was just like I look, I'm like talking like this because I was just like,
You're
the
just like,
universe just bring this like I was just like, wow, like and when I literally gave, like, we exchanged contacts, and I was like, whenever your practice does open, like I'm down, like, you know. But then, like, again, as life goes, I'll see how that offer is, just because how
everything
She might not even
happens.
open it. Who knows?
right.
Like, everything happens, you know, for a
Yeah.
reason. We always have people we're supposed to have on, but, you know, it doesn't work out.
Right.
Like, personally. And back to what you were saying about working at so much commission-based jobs. I admire people who can get money off commission-based jobs, because me personally, a couple months ago, I was a field marketer. I would literally get put outside, and this was during the winter. It's getting warmer now, but this was like the coldest day I walked outside was 14 degrees, and it was in Bayonne or Hoboken. So it was right by the pier, and it's tough. It's tough, bro. It's a commission-based job. I got to go up to people. They don't even want to see me already. Like, knocking their doors, serve them with a smile. But those jobs really build character, because they push you to get what you want to get. You know what I mean? And like me personally, I always had, or I always claimed social anxiety. So it was funny. I got into that the same time I was getting more comfortable with myself, and we started this podcast. I started this podcast. You could you could punch me out if you want. But we did this, and it was like, okay, now I'm really growing into myself naturally. I'm going to school for psychology.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's crazy how things work out,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you.
No, yeah, 100%.
But I was always curious as to the because literally when I hear waxing, I just think of that movie with Will Smith and the white dude. No, you guys don't know it. Damn.
Braveheart. Like, I'm just like, what?
The white dude. You don't remember the guy was getting like a wax? Oh my god, I hate that you guys don't know this. Damn. But anyways,
this is why we need like a person in the back to fact check.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that would be so dope. Do you guys watch Rogan?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. When he just pulls it up, I'm like, all right.
Right.
Pulls it up right then and there.
I want someone like that.
But no, I really just brought that up to say I was always curious about the waxing process. Like, what really makes you better than most people? To me, it's just like you put paper on them and rip it off. But I don't know.
No, yeah. I guess I would say again, like when I guess like how the person feels comfortable with you.
Right.
Because, for example, everybody, I'm pretty sure you heard, hates European Wax Center, but it's because you walk in, it's a 15-minute Brazilian. It's like, how do I even conversate with my waxer in 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
She's pulling all these damn strips. Like, let me breathe. You know what I'm saying? So that, I feel like, already has a reputation of like, all right, doing fast isn't it?
Yeah.
So I like to take my time. With Brazilians, I take 30 minutes and I have 15 minutes extra blocked off just in case if everyone over the time.
Right.
Sometimes people just let their hair grow out, which is also, normal. It's like trimming it down, making sure that it's not pulling on her hair so she doesn't feel uncomfortable or scared. I also have like different options for like Brazilians. I have like a regular Brazilian, which is for my clients, because they've already been getting waxed. They already know the feeling of it. Their hair is already finer. It's faster in a way. And then I have a section for like new clients. That one's 45 minutes. So they come in, we talk it out. I'll let them know like what their expectations and their aftercare, and then what to do and not do. And then it's like getting them into like, okay, I'm really gonna get waxed. Now I'm about to lay down. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, imagine getting off, just taking your pants off and just waxing.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of trust in what you do.
Yeah.
Like you really see like everyone in Elizabeth's pussy. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like you really do.
I always get asked like, how many pussies have you seen?
Everybody.
A lot, yeah.
I feel like that's.
You ever see someone in the club? Like, yeah, like, that's my wax lady.
Girl, like, yeah.
That's so cool, bro. I love that.
It is. It's crazy.
And I feel like, all right. Anyways, so you said you were a cat moon earlier, right? I'm curious as to what your Mercury is. For those that don't know, with astrology and whatnot, Mercury is how a person communicates.
I'm pretty sure it's in Aquarius, but let me double check it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
What does that mean?
So Aquarius usually have an open way with things. Like they're very open-minded. Like the fact that she waxes is really interesting. I feel like that's an Aquarius thing to do, like deal with people's bodies. Cause
Wait, were you ever scared? Like when you started, like, damn.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like someone might pull their pants down.
I might miss
shit. I might not like.
I wanted to ask you about rules you have. Have you dealt with people that were like, not, like you couldn't do it?
No, honestly, I think it's like a waxers we already know. Like if there's something there, I'll just completely act like it's not there just so they're not uncomfortable. I'll know it, but I'll just be like, all right, like whatever, next. Like I don't want to like, because the second you're like, oh, like you should clean your ass or something like that. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? So,
Nah, that's
so
great.
it's like, yeah, you
I-
just gotta, it's there, it happens.
I think that's one of the things that definitely make you stand out, because the other day, and I can't recall where I seen this video, but I think there was like a story on a podcast where this girl, it's very vague, bro, but it was like a story was told about somebody just, like stains,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it's like she couldn't deal with it. I don't know. What did you hear that? Were you with me?
Nah,
I feel like
I don't think so.
you know when you hear something and then you just can't remember, and you just only remember hearing it. But yeah, from what I know, people don't usually, like, they're not okay with stuff. Like,
No, I'm pretty. It's okay.
that's very good. That's very good.
No, yeah.
Did your friends look at you crazy when you started?
Not at all. It's my best friend was the one that was like letting me practice on her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
I-
you've made
I
more
waxed her.
friends?
No, I actually feel like I
Lost
friends.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great thing.
great thing.
That's better than it seems.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I went a whole moment of like solitude, and like people caught offense to it, which I personally didn't care. Like I was just like, I need this moment to be by myself. You don't understand it. That's nothing to do with me, you know. But I went in solitude. I was just like, I need time to like recap. I have no idea what's going on in my life. Toxic relationships, they happen. You can get stuck in them, you know. So when I finally like let myself free, I was just like, okay, what the hell? Like, because it's like you're in a whole different world. I don't even know how to explain it. Like I was just like, all right, this is how am I by myself without anybody, without, you know, just myself.
Right.
And I feel like that's where you really learn. That's where you really see your true potential, because
Right.
there's nobody else but you, you know?
And it's
like,
such a challenge too,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
If you're used to so there's always moments that we have, you know, we could be at home and, you know, we just feel that ounce of boredom in 1 second, and it's up to us what we choose to do. Like, do I want to stay in the house and watch a nice little TED talk, or do I want to hit the boys up and smoke?
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, that's the biggest challenge, just saying no.
The discipline.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
saying no. But once you do it, it's like a whole nother world opens up. Like me personally, I've been very interested in habits, because, you know, the more you read about them, the more you see how much we are characterized by our own habits.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know you're gonna keep going. Have you read the book of breaking the habit of you, like breaking the habit of being yourself?
I did not.
Where'd you get it?
It's Dr. Joe Dispenza. I got it off Amazon.
Wow.
But it's actually like a interesting book, because he literally, like, I think doctors told him like he was gonna be paralyzed, or like he wouldn't be able to walk the same, and he basically reprogrammed his body, his mind, into believing that he could walk again, and he did.
Yep.
I've seen stuff like that.
It's like that.
It's like
It's
about
like that.
how you look at things. Like,
It's so crazy.
yeah.
I'm just like, okay. And I started getting more into reading. Like, I was just like getting more into myself. You
Yeah.
get more into yourself when you're in solitude. You're just like, okay,
So I can't do this. What do I do?
yeah, like
Yeah.
let me pick up a hobby that
Let me do
actually
something
is gonna.
productive.
or like you do little shit. Personally, because I feel like I'm kind of going through that right now. I'll just do shit. I'm like, why do I do that?
Yeah.
Like, why am I like this? I like
Yeah.
to break things down.
It's like we start to overanalyze ourselves, and then we start to see our habits and the way we talk, the way we listen. Like, it's so different when we're by ourselves, because we don't have another, like, in a way, another like
Something to influence
thought,
you.
another
Right.
thought sending it back into your brain. So it's like,
Exactly.
Right. So, you know, not to devalue the awesome things you guys were saying just now, but back to what I was saying.
Wait, what were you saying?
I was talking about habits.
Breaking habits.
Oh, habits,
yeah.
yeah.
So I would look into habits and whatnot, especially because I have felt many times in my life controlled by my own habits, and it was always the worst habits, funny enough. So it's believed that it takes 21 days to make or break a habit, 3 weeks. And from there on, at that time, it was like, COVID. Everybody was overeating. Everybody was overdoing this, overdoing that. Me, I was doing all of that. I was smoking every day, eating whatever fast food was open after smoking at like 2 a.m. You know what I mean? So I had to stop. And I looked up habits, 21 days to make a habit. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to tell myself that I'll stop smoking and eating all this junk forever, but I'll stop for 21 days. I'll stop seeing my friends for 21 days because a lot of times I get influenced by the people around me. If they're doing something, I want to do it too. I want to enjoy it with them. So I'm going to isolate myself for 21 days and I'm going to stop smoking for 21 days. And after that, I was just opened to so much different perspectives on life that were already there, but they were magnified because I gave myself the space to hear myself. When we're around other people, we hear them, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But we should treat ourselves how we're treating the people next to us.
Exactly.
Like your best friend.
Yeah.
I want my best friend. I want the best things in the world for my best friend. But then when it's about me and I'm in my head, oh, you suck at this. Oh, you like,
Yeah.
Like, why don't I treat myself like the best friend?
Exactly. And there's also a book, I love books, so I
love books too.
Bought a
bunch of
yesterday.
books. It's like right. It's like ways to talk to yourself, because
Yes.
sometimes it's not even you. Like, it's your subconscious of like how you were grown up. It's really like, in a way, your inner child. Sometimes the way you talk to yourself.
Right.
Like, sometimes you're like, you're not good at this. You can't do this. And it's like, because you were told you couldn't do that.
Or you get it from your parents.
Or you
or some
get it
shit.
from your parents. You get it from somebody that they told you couldn't do that. So your subconscious mind started to believe it. Like, that's how it really works.
Mm-hmm.
The second you tell your mind something, it starts to go to a receiver, understands those words, and they're so powerful. Like,
Right.
words are just so powerful that in a way you just started,
Yeah. I wish I brought my bags in here with all my notebooks and stuff. I knew I should have, and I didn't. But yesterday, I was actually just taking notes on something called Erickson's 8 psychosocial development stages. And it all has to do with ages in our life. It starts with infantry. And all these stages focus on a certain part of life. So it's very interesting.
That's very dope.
And it's said the idea of it is that we can't skip to a different stage, but we can stay at one stage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
infantry, the infant stage, the first stage, it has to do with connections. You have your parents right there or whoever's taking care of you, and there's full trust. And depending on how that goes, you have parents who aren't there, whatnot. A lot of people stay at that infant stage while they go through every other stage.
Wow.
And I put that together yesterday, like 20 through 30
Mm-hmm.
is, I didn't properly label the infant stage, but 20 through 30 is also having to do with relationships, intimacy.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because when I turned 20, I had just started to think about friends, like we've been talking about this whole video. And, you know, I've always had this thing where it's almost like I'm trying to prove myself, or I'm trying to be enough for a person, what they need, all that stuff. And I've spent my life doing this. I spent my life accommodating to others. And I still believe that's my goal, to help as much people as I can and be a healer. But in order to do that, I have to also be able to heal myself.
Right.
And a lot of the healing in myself had to do with, why am I spending so much time trying to accommodate to people that I've never known? Like, I could meet them and I just I want to let myself out and be the most awesome person they met.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go home, and with my parents, I can't let my emotions out and I can't express them. Why don't I use all that time that I built trying to accommodate random people to build that relationship with my family?
Right.
You know, like, we always say these things like, oh, I'm not good with my family, man. I don't want to talk about it. And there's a lot of situations, you know, where it's very hard. That's true. But we can always try harder, in my opinion. Like with relationships, with a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Even friends.
Yeah. Oh, we're so toxic, but I know he's this. I know he's great. I believe in his potential. No. But why don't you believe in your mom's potential? Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck my mom. She's...
Like, why can't you give other people a second chance but not your own?
That same energy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I dragged, but that's what I'm going through too. It all connects. The burning bridges thing I said.
Mm-hmm.
And like I give people so much time when I could be giving my circle time. Like I always had a problem with social anxiety and not expressing what I wanted to my parents. They would say something to me and I would like explode, and I would know it was wrong in that split second, and I would go to my room and cry about it. And it was like, when people would ask me, why don't you just talk to them? It's like, it's too much. Like, I can't. But it's possible, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to get yourself toward that. Anything that you want in life is possible.
Yep.
If you believe in it, like that guy who walked out of nowhere when he wasn't supposed to walk anymore.
Yeah.
My dad has Parkinson's. I kept going because nobody said anything. My dad has Parkinson's. And
like to talk? I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh, okay, good.
We're respectful over here.
Yeah. Like, I'm waiting. I have my next question ready. I'm like,
so ask it for sure.
Okay. So I'm going through your Instagram right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm realizing you don't even post that much.
No.
Like actually post.
Yeah.
But your feed is so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you're very calculated with when you post?
Yeah. I'm annoying.
Like, you're very picky about it?
In a way, yeah.
You're more of a story poster.
I'm more of a story poster.
Makes sense.
I feel like story gets more interactions, even though they
even
say
your stories, like the feed hits.
Yeah, like I try to keep everything on the same type of groove, like just because it's like that's who I am and who I want to like come off as.
Right.
So when it comes to like posting, I like it to look like nice, like not just I just made some shit out of my ass. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's like true. Like I personally can't just like post just to post. You know, people be like, "Oh, just post. Like you'll get more information or like numbers, like the whole algorithm." I was just like, I don't care about that. Like I just like it to look nice, like pleasing. You know, somebody goes on your page and they're like, "Wow, this is nice." You know, like you just said. So and stories, it's like whoever's watching on a daily, they get to see my daily interactions, like my daily waxes, how it really goes down. But story wise, it's like you'll see my work.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's interesting how you say that about stories getting more love. Like a post could get any X amount of likes, like 500 likes.
Yeah.
But I feel like stories, the interactions that you're getting in stories are way more meaningful because it's not just a double tap on the screen. It's a oh, this is nice. It's a,
Let
More
me see
personal.
The next one.
Very
yeah.
personal.
I'm reaching out to you to tell you this is fire.
Yeah, and the whole Instagram likes love thing. I love that now.
Yes,
People, show
liking
love.
stories.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Do you see yourself doing more like reels?
I'm trying to
Stuff
get
like
into it. That shit is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Hard as fuck.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm over here like, it could be like a song, and I'm trying to like smash my dialogue, and I'm like, fuck, go back. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into it, but it's like hard and like having to make it like flow nice. I don't know how these people do it.
It gives me a
Shout out
different
to
type of
them.
respect.
Honestly.
So like
Yeah.
the content creators who
Yes.
do that shit, it gives me a different type of
It
respect.
takes so much
honestly.
work, like,
Yeah.
but you know, for those watching, the ones that follow Waxing with Val, the ones that follow Break Room, it's on the way. One day.
One day we'll get it right.
I tried to do a clip or a reel. I always call them clips. I tried to do a reel the other day of the supplements I take every morning, and it was cool. It was real cool, but it I could do way better, you know.
I felt that.
But it's funny that you say that you didn't really care too much about the algorithm and stuff. I feel
And you still get support.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, I feel like your algorithm is there. Like all you really have to do as a business page is have your own set of like your own theme, your own colors, you know, and you do that.
Yeah.
Said Aquarius
Thanks.
cat,
Thanks.
you know, it comes out.
I feel like I'm hard on myself. Like I don't see it, and then when I get response, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I had one more question. What was it? Oh, who's your dream person to wax? Like
Do you
Rihanna,
have one?
Beyonce. Like doesn't have to be now, but like let's say you're doing this in like 5-10 years and you're like the shit in New Jersey.
I don't ever want to be like the shit in New Jersey. Like I like being like
Local
Homie.
or homie.
yeah, like homie, not local, because like let's say I do want to expand, that'll be fire too. But I don't ever want to be treated like I'm not human. Like the whole like celebrities, like I don't really have somebody I wish to wax, because at the end of the day, like I like waxing.
Yeah.
You know,
As long as
so-
you are waxing.
As long as I'm waxing and doing a facial on somebody, that's already cool enough. Like the
Right.
thing is, like it's a field where I'm changing somebody's lives. We're changing them together. They're feeling more comfortable in their skin, and that's already like amazing. So
It's a
I'm
gift.
just like, yeah, like I'm just like, it's so cool. But yeah, being the shit, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like that. It's too much. I feel like it's too much for me. I really like to get away, like be in nature, and that lifestyle becomes a lot. Like you become very into it, which is not a bad thing. Like people who want to be like that,
Yeah, it can be a bad thing.
but it can.
And-
Yeah. So I don't know. Right now, just chilling.
Yeah. No, yeah, of course. And I feel like it takes I also admire somebody who could say that, you know, like for example, there's a bunch of people in a room talking about all the extravagant goals they have in their life, and I feel I would admire the one person who's just like, to be honest, I just want to chill home. You know, I just want a small family, chill home. I don't want to do nothing too big, because it's like we get so,
Caught up.
yeah, back to what I was saying about influence. It's like, oh man, these people want to do great stuff now. What do I want to do?
Yeah.
You know, but you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's your life.
Yeah, and I feel like social media has a huge like impact on that, because it's like we're all like what 20, 22, 25, 26, 27,
20.
All that young
30,
stuff.
right? Like you know, and it's like we feel like we're in this race of having to get somewhere and having to be somewhere, and a lot of people forget to just live in the present because of it. Like they're just so caught up in like this fast pace, because New York, New Jersey area, this shit is fast paced as fuck. You go out of the country and you're like, oh my God, people are so calm here. Like what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy. Like it's like
There's like a report that's like the happiest people in the world are usually not
The richest.
Yeah, not the richest. Like,
Norm-
like,
Right.
like the happiest with anything.
And that's I feel like as long as you have like what you want, like for example, my goal is honestly to live on a farm. Like for me, it's like
Nice.
have my little chickens. I'll be feeding them, my little cows in the background. We're in Colombia or some shit.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say la finca.
yeah, la finca, and we're chilling, eating fruits off the trees. Like that's like my ideal, like finish like that. Cause
You wouldn't
honestly,
even-
this shit is crazy over here.
Right.
Yo, like I go to New York a lot. Again, raves are there, and people are just. I'm like, if you want to keep this, you want to cut it out. I'm like tripping, and I'm like, this is crazy. Why the fuck is he walking so fast? He's like, and my friend's like, he probably has to go to work or he probably has to catch the train. And I'm like, oh my god, like,
Yeah.
I can feel his like in a way it stressed me out. I'm like, damn,
Agitation,
do I
yeah.
gotta walk this fast? Like,
Right.
It's a very like what's the thing is like it's like rub and tug, not rub and tug, like
You could use that.
like
You
nah,
could
it's
use-
like it's like a very bustling city. Is that the word?
yeah, hustling and bustling.
Hustling and bustling. There you
Yeah.
go. Hustling and
Right.
bustling.
yeah.
I said a rub and tub.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's completely something else.
Yeah. I feel that one of the most important things about life, and I usually try to tell this to people close to me, but I don't often feel that they could get it unless they experience it for themselves. Learning your own pace.
Yeah.
It is just amazing when you finally come to terms with your own speed on life.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I was a late bloomer. In everything, I am a late bloomer. I never got good grades in my life. And this semester that's finishing up right now, for the first time in my life, I'm getting all A's.
Period. And that's just with time and growth.
Because I learned how slow I am with things. That I'm going to take my time with this, but it's going to get done eventually.
Yeah.
And I also feel that's why I was never really good at a lot of the stuff I did, because I was worried about everybody else getting it done before me. But when I really came to terms with how I'm slow paced, it was like, okay, so let me just enjoy this process and take my time with it. I'm bound to feel this. I'm bound to feel lazy. I'm bound to feel whatever. But it's going to get done at the end of the day, because I'm going to take my time, and it'll probably be, like the race with the hare and the turtle. Like, it's going to get done,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I only got 2 more questions, then I'm
Mhm.
done. Okay, so one, what's it like having when you have like a boyfriend? Like, is it hard for you to manage your business, like relationships?
I'm in a relationship right now. I'm just very low key.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you feel like your significant other like knows how to respect, like, yo?
Oh
like,
yeah.
this?
No, yeah, 100%. We have both like kind of working schedules Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sundays, because I get off at 7, we get to like hang out at nights, and then like Monday through Friday we hang out at nights, kind of like just eat, sleep, like
Typical couple
just
shit.
spend time
Yeah.
together, because it's time is precious, we don't gotta be doing too much either.
I love that.
And yeah, I do have a significant other. I feel like matching yourself with some, like, it's not, you never know somebody, so that's number one. Like, we always are learning about each other. So it's an interesting journey, because I'm always like changing my schedule. We're like planning little things, so it's like adapting to each other's like lifestyles.
Yeah.
What's his sign?
He's a Virgo.
Oh.
Let's look at the camera.
For context, Aquarius and Virgo don't usually get along.
I know it's crazy, because his rising is Aries and his moon is in Aquarius.
Wow. Oh, I
Yeah.
was about to say, but
No,
you
I
have
got
a
his
lot of
chart.
Earth.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's crazy, because like I feel like sometimes I only date Earth signs.
Really?
The last one was a Capricorn. Yeah. I've never done like my own air sign.
I would have expected you to say
Damn.
air sign.
Right? It's
So,
crazy. I haven't.
He's an air sign. Oh,
Oh,
You're
man.
he's an
Gemini.
air sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
a
a
You give me
Gemini.
Gemini. Like, I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
So the
I'm
I don't
actually
know what
good.
that. Yo, the whole time I just been like smiling, laughing, like, yeah, guys. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
heard you like really like this guy
I don't
doesn't know
know
what the fuck we're talking about.
You
Nah.
know what it is? It's the fact that you have like already questions lined up, and the way you respond to questions. I'm like, he's an air sign. I don't know,
Right.
because you're like the questions. Like I don't know. I'm good at guessing signs. When my clients come in, I'm like, don't tell me your sign till the end of the service, and like on some zodiac, because when they lay down, it's a zodiac like a tapestry.
Nice.
So I'm like, they're like, oh, you believe in zodiacs? I'm like, yes, I'm an Aquarius. Don't tell me your sign until the end of the service. I get to talk to them, get to know them. Most of the time, I'm like right. Most of the time, I think I've guessed like 5 wrong,
Right.
because that meaning that their other traits were stronger than their sun sign. But most of the time, I'm right, and it's the craziest thing ever. Because they're like, how do you know? And I'm like, cause this and this and this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Thomas, before you ask that question that you were about to ask, I'ma just basically explain astrology in the easiest way. So there's 4 elements and there's 3 signs for every element, and the elements are very self-explanatory because air can be loud, and air could be anywhere. Air could be anywhere, but it's going to be what it is anywhere. And that's how air signs are. They're themselves everywhere they go. They don't give a shit about what's in the way. If they got to, they'll blow it down. If they got to, they'll go around it. Water signs, like me, deep, chill. They flow. Fire signs, self-explanatory. Like, that's fire signs. Ezra, Sagittarius, he's a fire sign. Piero, Leo, he's a fire sign. And earth signs, again, self-explanatory. Just chill. Just,
Very grounded individuals.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Like very laid back.
Yeah, but that's it. That could be a clip.
Yeah, that's exactly the first thing
That
I was
could be,
thinking. Like,
but-
clip Darian explaining.
Right, yeah. But, all right.
My last question, where do you see yourself taking your business in the next like year, or like where do you see, like, how do you feel like you're gonna expand your business?
I'm definitely trying to expand it service wise. Like I'm trying to add facials into my menu, expand my knowledge on facials. Since I just graduated last year in September, you need a license for like certain products and for certain like intakes and to do more things. So that's definitely what I'm trying to get into, just so that people can actually take care of their skin. Like, people don't know, and they need to know, because the sun is powerful. Like sunscreen, please wear your sunscreen every single day.
Right.
Every day.
Really? Every day? Why every day?
Because the sun is out every day. Like, I'm so
I should have thought.
Should have thought. Like, nah, I'm starting to really come to, not too long ago, I was like, damn, I really should be wearing sunscreen, because I've never wore sunscreen. Like I've worn it,
Yeah.
of course, but it was never like I don't care about that stuff. That's how I always saw it, especially because I'm, dark. And it's like I've never dealt with sunburn, so I'm blessed, but that's even more of a reason I should be taking care of my skin,
Right.
and stuff like that,
It's your
because
largest organ.
it's what, if you don't protect your skin from the sun, years of going through that can cause a bunch of wrinkles, sunspots, like, you know what I mean?
Like skin cancer?
Yeah.
Like what you see on most Latin grandmas, like how they have the spots on their skin.
Oh, okay.
Sunspots.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like my grandma has them. And it's beautiful, but if you don't want that, not everybody wants that.
Take care of your skin.
So that's what sunscreen is really good for.
The skin is a crazy thing, because it's really like your largest organ, and whatever your health is inside, it shows on your skin. So I feel like that's the craziest. Like, if somebody is like stressed, or like eating a lot of dairy, a lot of intake, a lot of smoking, a lot of alcohol, it'll show on your face. Like we literally have like a face map that it tells us like if they have it like here, it's because their lungs are clogged up. If they have breakout activity here, it's dairy consumption. Like it's so crazy. Like and people don't really know because you don't know. You know?
Yeah,
Right.
You don't get taught that stuff in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Right. That is very, very interesting. But that was your last question, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that just about wrap. Do you have a question for us?
Let's see.
If you don't, it's totally okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. Well, look, it was awesome to have you here, dog.
Yeah. It
No.
was a pleasure to be here.
Right. No, exceeded expectations. Just a great person to talk to.
Thank you.
And anybody who's watched this long in, please wax with Val.
You heard.
And thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
stepping
stepping
into the break room.